Dean Russell.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. Throughout this pandemic, we have seen an unprecedented level of support from all of our communities. And I would like to say thank you to my community in Watford for the incredible work that they have done to come together to tackle this challenge. Quite often we talk about the concept of the fabric of society, but fabric is made up of woven threads, and each individual thread in of itself is easily broken. But what we've seen throughout this is a community woven together to make a much stronger fight against a real challenge that we have seen across the country and across the world. But that isn't just individuals. Those threads are made up of our local communities. They're made up of our local charities, of our local pubs. Just recently I was visiting the Partridge pub and the Badger pub in my own constituency and chatting to them about the challenges that they've faced as they've been speaking to their punters, as they call them, as they try and gather back together in socially distanced ways to start to feel part of a community once again. But what we've found is that the challenge they're facing is not just one of COVID, not just one of communication, but one that threatens the very heart of community. The lockdown has created a real challenge for many of us. All of us in this house, in this fantastic chamber, have been challenged to look at the world differently, to look at our communities differently, to look at our own lives differently. But what they also want to see is how we can challenge our own beliefs to help others. And this chamber not only is a light and a beacon in this place, but it's a light and a beacon to the entirety of democracy in this country and perhaps even around the world. And when we look at the lockdown measures, we must look at them in a way that we can talk to our communities, talk to our constituencies, talk to our communities about what we are actually trying to achieve. And I think when we look ahead over the coming weeks and months, we must make the argument in this place why we need the lockdown measures. We may not always get to vote on them, but I think we need to be able to create the arguments so that people are driven with us and not feeling like we're against them. Community is not just about getting together physically. It's about the spirit of how we work together. It's the spirit of how we achieve things. And I think this place has been a beacon of hope at times, but also if we do not challenge ourselves to continue to have conversations in here about the challenges we're all facing, we risk losing people. We have had a period where the darkness that has descended upon us has been broken through beacons of light within our community, of fantastic volunteering, of amazing work. What we now must do is ensure that this chamber continues to be a beacon of light, that is the light at the end of other people's tunnels, so that they know where we're heading, what we're trying to achieve, and why we're doing it for their benefit.